Thanks. See you soon. Love you. Wait, who's my guest? Oh. Help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. You guys, what? What? Who does that? Okay. Okay. All right. Let me just check here. What? Why is streaming not allowed? Dang it. Hold on, let me get my stuff. Why are they saying it's weird on... Hold on. Not... Hold on. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Hi, Dangerous. Hi, Sawin. How are you guys? We got to get these sound problems together. Oh, this is not going to work. Is it me? Oh, yeah, that's not going to work at all. We've got to figure that out, you guys. Okay, in the meantime, is this? Yeah. In the meantime, we waiting for DJ Richby. Oh, how we doing tonight, Mama? We good. We good. You know, I can't complain. I am grateful. Things are good. I think that my sound might be a little messed up tonight, so we're gonna have to figure that out. Because this is giving me a hard time. Can you guys hear that feedback? Oof. I don't know what to do about that, you guys. It usually goes away. You can't hear it? I know they can on the other streams, though. And I'm not streaming on TikTok for whatever reason. I'm not sure what's going on. Streaming not allowed. Look at Big. Hi, baby. How are you? Hi, number one. How is my live access restricted? I didn't even get a notification. What the fuck? Okay. We'll deal with that later. Okay. Hey, you guys. Okay, we've got the sound fixed. Barry's in the building. Hello, my love. We've just got to go ahead, and this is my fault right here. There we go.
Nonsense.
All right, you guys.
Please just keep the 2 cents.
Apparently, I'm banned on TikTok, but we're gonna figure that out later.
These other rappers bad for the air like it's pollution. See, I'm coming.
We should still be good on Twitch and YouTube, though. We're good. All right.
Like the Constitution. See, I'm coming high def like the highest resolution. Fucking bitch to get paid like prostitution. In the whip like a movie star in time. I cruise. I pull up in park and leave you in the music. Yeah, I'm prehistoric like Jurassic. I peeled this beat cause I just went banana.
What's up? It's your girl, ELLE The Druggg, and when I'm not busy being a modern day bae, I am locked in with my favorite DJ, DJ Richby. Put some respect.
Hey. Oh my gosh, it's my favorite song.
Fire. Nah, but for real, Jamel. Well, it's the MDB, and that's the queen of for me. And if we all up in the queendom, it's about 11 p.m. Eastern time, where you find a whole lot of them dimes on the ass. Park the L and sit back, get different with the rap. And day is like that. Boss babe, pound away, yeah. Your boy needs some advice with a little bit of laughs. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be lie, no cap. Every Tuesday, I be waiting on that feature. Bright purple ribbon clicking in it, they be preaching. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be like no cap. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be like no cap. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be like no cap. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it
don't be. Y'all know the words. I'm not about to finish them for y'all, but welcome in, you guys. Yeah, it is Tuesday. Y'all already know what the going on up in here. All right, it is Modern Day Bay. All right, the only live stream podcast exploring self-love and healthy modern day relationships. I am your hostess, ELLE The Druggg, and this show is brought to you by the Scouts. All right, I will jump into announcements and then we're gonna dive right into the content because I got some stuff lined up for y'all tonight. Okay, it's one of them ones. Okay, it's one of them ones. So let me hurry up. On Mondays, y'all can tap into Geek Out with Casper at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Also on Monday at 11 p.m. you can tap in with my girl Nikki 24/7 for empowerment. Okay, and also all these times are Eastern Standard Time, you guys. Like, let's not act brand new here, all right? Then on Tuesdays, we have what we like to call Tag Tour Tuesdays. That's when we start off with Top Badge Jokes on You for Tough Talk Tuesday at 9. And then we run over to Top Badge Double L for Talk to Me Nice at 10. And then, of course, you know what is going on right at 11 every single Tuesday. You be waiting on the feature. Hello? Okay. So on Wednesdays we have a new show from the Scouts. I'm super excited to announce it tonight, but it's called Sauce Sessions and it is hosted by Gatsby Sauce. It starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. All right, so make sure you tap in. It will be happening tomorrow. So make sure you tap in with Sauce, okay? On Thursdays, you can tap in for Poly Talk with Rainmaker at 10. On Saturdays, you can tap into Divine Living with Miss Divine at 11. And on Sundays, you guys can tap into The Code on TikTok at noon in either Fame, Nikki 24/7, Double L, or Mine Live. And of course, Sunday nights, you can recap your weekend and get your mind right with the only featured poetry workshop on the app. It is called Pen Flow. It's hosted by Top Badge Rainmaker, and it comes on at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, I want to give a big shout out to my bosses of the week. My bosses of the week. My bronze crown is in the building. I saw him. The new Dangerous. What up, gang? Appreciate you. And then, of course, that silver crown belongs to Top Badge Mr. K. And, of course, that gold crown is rocked on my number one, Top Badge Casper. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Reminders, please follow us on Instagram at Modern Day Bay Modern Day Bay Podcast. If you're interested in sponsoring, make sure that you get with me on Instagram. All right, it's linked in my bio, and make sure you subscribe to the podcast. It's available on all your streaming platforms. All right. Special thanks and shout outs to the team. Can't do this without the team. Casper, our creative director, Barry Brule, our booking manager, King Lito, our tech support, Tawak CEO, our media sponsor, and DJ Rich Beats, our in-house DJ and music sponsor. Y'all make sure to fave them, say thank you, and get with the gang. All right, period. This doesn't happen without them. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you. All right, y'all, make sure you fave up DJ Rich Beats too, because he will be playing us out at the end of the show, but for now he gotta go so we can do this content. And so I can say hi to Lito and Miranda and Virgo K. What's up, y'all? I see y'all. How y'all feeling? So make sure y'all fave up DJ Rich Beats. He will be here at the end to play us out, but in the meantime, if you're just tuning in, welcome to Modern Day Bay, the only live stream podcast exploring self-love and healthy modern day relationships. I am your host. My name is ELLE The Druggg, and we do this every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so you guys, it is time to get into tonight's topic. So we're going to go ahead and do that right there. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that right there. That's what we're going to do. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right. Tonight's topic: do men truly value women? Tonight on Modern Day Bay, we're talking about a question that's been floating around social media, group chats, even therapy sessions. Do men value women for real? And let's be clear, all right? We're not talking about attraction or who they find fine or who they want to sleep with. We're talking about value, okay? The kind that shows up in respect, emotional connection, and genuine care. All right? Because it's starting to feel like a lot of men love the idea of women, our softness, our energy, our nurturing, but don't actually like us enough to listen to us, protect us, or stand beside us when it's not convenient. So, tonight, y'all, I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie to y'all. So, tonight, we're unpacking what value really means in today's world. What does it look like for a man who truly values a woman beyond what she provides or how she looks? And are we, as women, asking for too much or just asking for realness? Now, y'all know I be needing, Mr. K's in the building. What's up, Mr. K? Y'all know I be needing the right people to come through with these conversations, because Lord knows I'm nervous for this one tonight, okay? So y'all know I be needing the real ones to come through, and tonight is no exception, all right? You guys ready? I need y'all to get those blue hearts ready. Y'all got y'all blue heart emojis ready? Okay, you guys. Joining us tonight for the conversation is someone who's no stranger to the modern day Bay stage, appearing on the Boss Bay panel before, but tonight he is not only helping us navigate this conversation as the co-host, he is also here as my twin, shout out to the Virgo gang, yeah, and my friend, helping us bridge the gap between traditional and modern, as well as men and women perspectives. And I was extremely careful in having the right person for this conversation because I want it to be fruitful and eye-opening. And I trust this man to do just that. Ladies and gentlemen, spam those blue heart emojis. Go crazy in the comments because we are bringing up the one and only, my twin, the Blue Professor! Was that good?
That was great, Quinn.
That was great. He made me write my intro, y'all. I don't like it. I didn't like it. Okay, period. Yes, Dr. Twin. It feels good to be up here with my kin. Hello, let's go. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Great.
It's great. You know, great, beautiful, wonderful day. You know, we're here to make it happen today. This is gonna be a great conversation.
You seem a little too enthusiastic, and it makes me nervous. But don't forget, I control the mute button. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you've got going on here in the Tag Dap, anything you want to share with the modern day Bay audience.
Absolutely. As always, like I like to say, it's the Blue Professor, your favorite Sigma on all social media. What I got going on right now is catch me here, there, everywhere. I'm the gingerbread man. So, you know, catch me if you can. Totally going to be up here on Mondays for Man Law Mondays and Top Bads Keeping Their Pranks live. Of course, wherever you see that scout symbol, you will find me in any one of their lives, any one of their shows. And as always, I do want to give a shout out to all of our veterans out there. It is Veterans Day, so shout out to the men and women who served our country.
Period. We love it. We love it. I did my my text this morning, so shout out to the vets. We appreciate y'all. All right, period. Shout out to the scouts. There's a lot going on in here tonight. We love it. We love it. We love to see it. So, what can folks expect to see from you in the next few months? And the real question here, and I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna give you a moment to explain this because people are confused. Why is everyone like obsessed with mangoes? What's the thing with you and mangoes?
Well, first, what's going on with me in the next couple of months? I'm really getting back into the app a lot more streaming for me, a lot more content coming along the way, just figuring out my path all together. This the whole mango thing, you know, what I will say very simply, if you've not already seen the video on IG, go see it for yourself and make whatever decision you want to. It's there for maybe your pleasure, I'll say.
Okay. You know what? I like pineapples anyway. I don't know what y'all talking about, okay? All right. Let's All right. So Twin, you already know, I ask every single guest that comes on the show this one question, and that is, in one word, what is the one characteristic you need in your modern day bae?
you know, since I've watched the show a million times, I've heard a lot of the words, and I don't know if this word's ever been said. I don't know if it fits the category ultimately for what you're looking for, but I'm going to say sanctuary.
Well, that's a first. That's a first. You need her to be your sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Like,
It
don't
means,
explain, like, what is a sanctuary to you? Define sanctuary.
like, as far as like what it means for me, or just in general.
Yeah, what it means for you.
Um, it honestly means like when I'm in her presence, I have my peace within. When I'm around her, there's nothing wrong in the world. Everything just seems right. It's the place where I seek guidance. It's where I seek understanding. And those are big things for me.
Okay. Interesting. That's a heavy word. I like it. I like it. We're gonna have to add that one to the new, that's the new list, okay? We're gonna have to do that. Period. All right, cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, let's get into a little bit of this conversation. You know, we talk often. And we spoke a little bit about the about this topic, and you wanted to, you know what I'm saying, venture into it, and I'm all here for it. So let's get into it. So you heard the topic intro a little bit ago. I really want to kick this off with value, right? Defining value. When you hear the word value or that something is valuable, what comes to mind?
Um, Honestly, when I think of value, I think for many, it's that surface level of what they see, something that's bright, something that's shiny, something that is just an object, and that's all that it is. For me, it goes deeper than that. So when I think of like value, it's the essence of things. It's the underlying uh within someone or something that brings worth. And it's what it does for the world, not just for a moment, but for consistency, a long time.
So I'm sorry for my silence. I'm thinking about the word worth in terms of value because you used that word. Um, so something has to be worth something though in order to hold value.
Yeah, you have to see worth in it in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right, cool. I just wanted to get some clarification. I'm sorry for the, like I said, the pause. I was just thinking of your words and how you said it and how I wanted to word that follow up. So when we think about the topic tonight, we think about value and what it means to you. What is your perspective on women questioning if men in general value them?
So thinking about that, like as a question, it a lot of men, I think in general, would take that almost as an attack. It's like you're coming at us and questioning our our where we see value within you.
Hmm.
And for me, it's more about uh understanding. It's getting clarification. It's wanting to better understand how men really come to see women as valuable. And I think there's a misunderstanding at times on when we think about the way that women have always been treated, and the disrespect and other things that men have done over a lifetime, and it to their no not to their fault, but really the reality is they were just never taught to see anything beyond just attraction and want and desire. And because they got stuck with that want and desire and that being it, they never saw anything beyond that.
Okay, so do you think that that's valid, a valid claim, or do you not think that?
I think it's a valid question. I think it's one of those questions that women are in a place from a lot of hurt, that they have that question, and when they see the world and how men treat them, many just empirically, right, just through their own eyes, they see the lack of value that men provide, or the lack of consistency in showing true value to, or showing true value of what women bring to the table.
Okay. We gonna get into it tonight, y'all. I'm gonna bring up the Boss Bay panel. I wanted to get a clear stance on kind of where the conversation was going, because I don't ever know. I don't ever know when the city boys are in the building. So I wanted to get that, and I'm excited to bring up the panel. So we'll go ahead and bring them up as we welcome everybody in again to Modern Day Bae. This is the only live stream podcast exploring self-love and healthy modern day relationships. All right. You have come in at a really great time, because we are just bringing up the Boss Bay panel. There we go. We're going to bring her in first. We're going to thank you, number one. We're going to bring him in second. Did we see the third one? Did we see Sassy in here?
She's in here.
Where's she at? Sassy. She on her way. Okay. So if we up is crazy. Okay. That's crazy. Okay, so we're gonna get started with intros, and then Sassy, whenever you are ready, you box up, and we will get you on in all of that. Okay. So the first Boss Bay panelist that we have this week is the co-host of the Tag Feature show, Penflow, as well as the host of the new show, Donna After Dark. Queen Belladonna is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, we have the host and creator of several shows, including the Tag Feature show, That Ain't Your Homie, Tag Top Streamer, Big Double L in the building. Shout out to him. And, we about to get the Soup Cooler Connoisseur. But until then, we're going to go ahead and get into these discussions. So I'm excited about tonight's conversation. I don't want y'all to hold back. Say how you feel. We're going to try to move the needle in some way with this conversation, because every time I have it, I am not satisfied. Shout out to Angelica. Okay, so the first question I have for you guys is, why do you all think women and even gay men have begun questioning if men genuinely like women?
A lot of men like the idea of women. I think you said this earlier, but they don't really like women. And you see that in how they treat women, and not just in romantic situations, but how they treat family members, how they treat women they meet on the street. They like what women do or bring to the table, but they don't see women as human beings with their own autonomy, own ideas. And that, I think, is what leads to the devaluing of women.
That's a big claim. Human beings.
That is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just to be clear, I'm sorry, just to be clear, Bella, is that your perspective of the situation, or what you assess of the situation?
That's my perspective.
Okay.
Since this is what we're doing tonight, I feel like that whole idea was projected from a woman who didn't like men.
Why?
Oh, okay.
I feel like it was made up.
Okay.
It's a myth.
No, for real, because I really want to bridge the gap tonight. Is this really how you feel?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I do want you to elaborate on that. And I do want you to elaborate on that. So what do you mean? You feel like it was just like an idea, like, oh, you know what? Since I'm not happy with this, I'm gonna say that men don't like women, or because I'm not finding a man type of thing.
You worded that better than I ever could. Thank you so much.
Okay. So do you not give credence to the women in your life that you respect that say that? Or that feel that way?
I don't have many women in my life that do say that.
Notice you said many, because I was really about to name 2 right now. 3.
Outside of ELLE, and Nikki, who I know don't like men.
That's crazy. Hi, Carmel. Okay, Twin, what you thinking up there? I'm not going to interrogate Devil this whole time.
Oh man,
It's a proven fact.
I honestly believe that when you look at the grand scope of things, right? Every woman can say they have a man in their life that loves, respects, and honors them. To have the idea that just men across the board don't really like women, it's hard for me to like swallow as a pill, because I know the women in my life that I love, respect, and honor. And I give them their praise, their flowers. I make sure they feel safe and protected. The importance for me is to hold other men around me accountable in that regards. And I believe that we do a much better job now than we have done in the past. I think in the past, we've run into a lot more situations where a lot of men didn't know how to find anything else beyond attraction. You look at women of the past, and most of them were considered like sex symbols. And that was a big part of it. And that was value to men when you see women in that fashion. Now, I think a lot of that has calmed down. I think there are a lot more women, of course, in the workplace that we have, that we respect. There's a lot more CEOs that are out there. And if that was the case, if men just didn't like women, they would never be in place to be able to be in power.
Okay, so Professor, I'm gonna have to agree with some of what you said, but not all. Not every woman has a man in her life that loves and respects her, period. Not every. In no absolute terms would I say that all men, or men in general, don't value or respect women. But there are those that don't. And it's not an insignificant number. It is a lot out there. I ain't saying it's half. I ain't saying it's, 3/4. I'm saying it's a lot. And you can tell that just how our society is set up in general. If men, white men, black men, whatever you want to go, actually valued women and saw women as human beings, we wouldn't have a lot of the sexist laws and practices that we do. Yes, things have gotten better since the olden times. Women have had some liberation, but women still make less than white men. Black women especially.
I don't disregard what you're saying when you say that. And I to be fair, you're right. It's not an absolute. I think the question led to an absolute to a degree. So I was only framing it around such.
Don't do that.
Don't do
that. You said what you said. Hello?
I'm trying to clean it up.
Right. Trying to blame my questions. Don't do that.
But again, like when you look across the board, and for us, most of this is going to be what we consider around the way that we view like American men. There are other cultures that are out there where women are highly valued and they are seen above men. So to your point, right, it's not going to, I can't say that half of all men, 75% of all men all value women or are putting them in a place that they should be. But I believe that we are in a place where, with or without our deeming of value of women, women still succeed regardless.
Would that speak to our resilience though, our determination, or would that speak to y'all allowing us, like we are, like literally you said earlier, we're CEOs because men like women, Jesus Christ. And Bella got in there before I could respond to that, but that was kind of crazy, right? So like, I hear what you're saying, but I'm also like, okay, cool. But see, and this is the issue that I have with this conversation, because there is a large degree of, there is ego to a large degree involved in this conversation. And it's almost impossible to get past the point of, because like you kind of made the point, twin, like, you know, it's a hard pill for me to swallow, right? Like you almost internalize it whenever this conversation, and this is what I really want to make clear, is not about anyone individually or specifically. But if we're looking at the overall picture and we're looking at what the majority of women are saying about autonomy, and we're looking about what political battles are in play right now, right? And how women feel attacked, and and this is not just like me and Nikki saying this, right? This is like waves of women. I don't know if you remember the march last election, right after the last election, and it was like the largest protest in history where they wore the pink hats. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is not just like me saying this or just Nikki or Bella or Sassy, or like, this is like women collectively are feeling this way. And so what bothers me at this is that in this conversation, because it's a tough pill to swallow, or because it's something that maybe you don't personally align with, you're willing to write off the idea of it. And my thing is like, but what about all of the women that are saying this? Because it's not just me. It's not just the women on streaming apps. It's not just the women in your circle. It's not just the women that are political leaders. Like, it's all of us. And okay, maybe not all of us, but a lot of us. And if we're all coming to the same conclusion, then we all must be experiencing something where there's a disconnect. And I really feel like the disconnect is not going to be connected until part of the ego is removed from this conversation. That's kind of the best way that I can say it right now. But that's really, because when you have women who, you know, are not like just throwing ideas out there, who are well read, who are educated, who know how to verbalize their thoughts, feelings, and ideas, right? And we're sitting here saying like, and are critical thinkers and have come to the same conclusion. It kind of is like, am I not being listened to because of misogyny right now? Which is the very reason why we need to have this conversation in the first place. It's really a conundrum. I don't know if the other women feel this way. I'll shut up for a little bit, but that's kind of my perspective right now. Please go crazy.
It might be a reason why all of these women feel this way. And maybe that reason is because they don't like men in the first place. So we're right back to where we started from. Go ahead, Sassy. I know you got something to say.
So what? Hold on. I said all that, and you gonna come back with maybe because maybe they don't like men. Maybe there might be a reason. Maybe it's because they might not like women. We're right back. We're not right back. That was not absolute. That did not crystallize anything. I just want to make sure that that's known. Nothing changed from that statement. Okay.
Nothing.
My thoughts aren't being heard. My thoughts aren't being heard right now.
Jesus.
You got to make valid points first. Okay. Just saying.
So I want to point out something in the comments. M-Town Man, yo, you said big double stand your ground, preserve the kingdom of misogyny.
So you're not misogynist, but you agree with what the misogynists say. Type.
But do you know what misogyny actually means?
Please.
The dislike of women.
To me.
Misogyny.
I didn't read that comment out loud. Just now she did.
Right. But the comment was saying directly to you, double down on what you're saying and defend the kingdom of misogyny. So I'm not saying.
I'm gonna read it this time.
Okay. Read the right one.
So stand on. All right. So with that being said, right here.
No.
With that being said, right here, right now that we understand that the women in this panel are misogynist, right? We understand that y'all are misogynist, which means
not at all.
Who let him on the show? Who let him on the show? No, seriously, we need to have a talk.
I wasn't reading that comment. I was skipping that when I was minding my business. That's crazy. Like.
So we know that there are women that love men. I'm gonna say that's why some men are still alive, but you know. No, that's why some men are still alive. because there are women that love them. There are women that do respect men. And you see that a lot of times. You probably know a lot of people that have that type of relationship, and not just romantic, but fathers, brothers, cousins, all that. Yes, a lot of women do respect and value men as human beings.
Right.
There are some that don't.
Mm-hmm.
But that ain't the question today, though. But the question is why men that don't value women, why? And yes, misogyny is the hatred of women.
Okay. So I don't know any men that hate women. I'm sorry. I don't know any of them. Those are bad people.
You
very,
do
very
know
bad.
them. No, you know
Very,
you know
very
them.
bad
You
people.
you know
you
them.
know.
Oh, you know them.
Wow. So now you're telling me who I know, huh? Y'all
I
just going
seen
around
you in the
telling me who I
box,
know.
bud. You know them.
Listen, what we do know is the two men in this box love and respect each and every one of y'all.
So then why, so seriously, why is the conversation being turned from like, this is the topic, this is the conversation, and this is what we're saying as women, to now like, no, y'all just don't like men, right? So like, why is the narrative changing if we have men? Because I know that, right? I know that the men are in my life are good men. But what'd you say, Sassy?
I mean, look who you're talking to. You can't compare him and think like these are, the masses of the men. Like, respectfully, like,
The internet has changed how we talk about this. How so, Dangerous? Dangerous in the comments says the internet has changed how we talk about this. I mean, I don't think it has to be a point of contention. I mean, maybe that's why, because it's clickbaity. But my thing is like, y'all don't want us to be alone around men either. So like, you have the same feelings, right? Like if you had to choose between fighting a bear or taking a shower in jail, what would you choose? You feel me? No, for real. So like, I'm saying like that's how I'm going to say that's how it's been described, that women feel walking to their cars at night, right? Like you have to choose between getting home, running, whatever, like you have to hurry up and, so whenever we have like actual real discussions that are going around, and yes, okay, some of them are on social media, some of them are clickbaity, but like there's a lot of people saying this, and it's not just falling out of thin air. So that's really why I'm like, okay, so if that's the case and we do love women the way that we do, why are we not believing women right now? I don't get it.
So I believe everything that you're saying. And I think a major part of the disconnect that we have is a lot of times it's us saying that we value women, that we love women, that we respect women, and then our actions don't reflect those words. And because of that, there is that humongous disconnect of the actions not aligning with the words. And because of that, we have these conversations. If more men were to interact with women in a lot better way and go beyond themselves, and to your point, take their egos out of things, yes, we will be further along. But what I would say is we can't discount or discredit that we have as men come a long way. And that's given the circumstances of those other men who are teaching us how to love, respect, and honor and value women. So for the fact that when I say me and Double in this box, love and honor and respect y'all, that is a starting place. We might not be all men.
Right.
But there are more men that are starting to grow and be like us. And the two of us, we hold men accountable. Now, we might be on some foolishness at times. At the end of the day, that's a lot of times for laughs and jokes and everything else. But the real reality is we are never going to allow for y'all to be disrespected in any regards. And the more men like us that happen to be out there, things will get better. That disconnect will start to go away.
Of course. And to add on that, right, this world is huge, right? So where there is good, there is evil, right? Where people are trying to do the right thing, there's the same amount of people trying to do the wrong thing, right? So I can't speak for everybody. I can't speak for all men. Men that's going around attacking the youth and elderly women, right? Stuff like that. I wouldn't even consider them men anyway. Those are animals, right? But you know, there's crazy people in the world, but we're going to focus on the men, right? So if you don't have, I guess, the proper love, guidance, home training, right? You out here doing savage stuff. There's people out there with families that's out there doing the most, right? So, like Blue said, anybody that we know, accountability is a big thing, but if out of our control, it's out of our control. But I personally know for a fact that if I see some nonsense, I'm stepping out, I'm trying to protect and make sure people get home safely and stuff like that. But like I said, not everybody has the same mindset as me. So
Right. I think too, this brings us back to the.
So let me ask this.
Mhm.
Let me ask this to double answer, Professor.
Of
How
course.
do you teach your son to value and respect women?
Oh, easy. It starts, right? I have a boy and a girl, right? So it starts by me saying something like, you know, protect your sister, right? Defend your sister. You're not supposed to yell at your sister, right? Something like that. It starts with just her, right? Then it goes to, you know, your grandmother, right? Your mom, of course, and stuff like that too. I teach them little things like if you see somebody outside walking, right, and she needs help, help her across the street, right? Ask people how their day is. Tell everybody good morning, good afternoon. Or something as little as a conversation, right, could go a long way. Right? You don't know who needs help until you actually speak to them. So stuff like that for sure. Yeah, I don't play that.
Then how do you teach him to see her as a human being?
Okay. Like I said, I start with the sister. Like I said, that's family, right? That's the person you're supposed to take care of before anybody else in the world. Like you.
But that's family. What about the women he comes across out in the world? You
Respect
can't treat everybody
always.
like family. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true. I always teach them about, you know, respect, patience, the power of no, right? The power of just listening, right? Asking questions before you go and do anything. Don't touch anything that's not yours. Stuff like that. So yeah, for sure.
So I'll say in this, I have 2 daughters, so the son aspect's not necessarily there for me. But to speak to your question, I lead by example. The actions that I show to women and the interactions that I have with women are the ultimate teachers for the son that I will have. The way that I interact with women, the way that he sees that I treat them like human beings, by speaking to them like they're human beings, treating them like human beings by having conversations, not raising my voice at them, not arguing and yelling with women in general, by showing love and appreciation, by holding doors, by standing on the outside, inside, wherever you want to look at it, on the street, by holding their hands, by them walking by my side. And if something in danger comes in front of them, I'm there to protect. And in being a provider in my household, that's another big piece. You're showing appreciation for the things that happen. For the wife that I will have, he will see kisses on her every day, hugs to her, flowers to her, whatever it may be. So those are all things that he can learn from me to learn to better understand how he should interact and treat women.
Bars.
I like that. I like that too. I think my only feedback on that would be like, you wanna,
Casper, shut.
I think that a lot of times nice guys are performative, right? So like they know the good things to do and they know what to say and what not to say and things like that. Well-mannered type. But it's not always genuine. So we want to just make sure that like the value, there's actual worth behind that, right? Like you see worth, not that she's worthy or worth it, that you see worth and value in women. Because and one of the things that brings it back for me is Bella said it earlier, what do you bring to the table? And I've been thinking about this for a while because someone asked me that. They were talking about friendships. They weren't even talking about relationships. And they were like, well, what is the point of having a friend who's a girl? What is the point? And it's like, if you have to ask that question, I can almost give a little bit of leeway when it's a relationship because you're building together, blah, 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 right? But at this point, we're talking about friendship. And the attitude behind it was, you're at a disadvantage because all you're going to have to do is everything for her because she's a girl and you can't even hit. And it was just like,
The wrong person to ask.
it was it was just like I, it just made me feel like, okay, so what do men like about women? And I know that y'all were not the ones in that conversation, right? And I know that we do content a lot. And but I just some of that rhetoric can be very harmful and it can make people question um it can make people question, I mean, like the gravity of the situation. And that's scary to hear whenever, especially when it's like, people that or people that you are have closer proximity to. It's scary to hear them talking like that. Like, wow, y'all don't bang with women like at all. And so this conversation, I don't feel like we went as deep as we needed to, but I appreciated that. And I want to be clear, both of you are around women a lot, talk to women. Y'all both check on me. Y'all both make sure that I'm cool and that I'm not nobody upsetting me. I think I put up a status a couple weeks ago. Both of you individually reached out to me to make sure I was cool. Um, so I want to be clear in that, I wanted to have this conversation with men that I trusted. Um, in order to make progress, but we might have to do another project because you guys we didn't get, and it's getting late. But one thing I will ask you before we go, and I would like everybody to answer this, is I want to take you kind of on a visual journey really quickly. So you are married, happy, living well, loved well, living your life, the life you've always desired, and you're genuinely at peace. Your daughter comes into the kitchen as you're preparing dinner for the evening and asks, how do you tell the difference between a man who likes a woman and a man who says he likes women? What do you tell her? It's your daughter.
I mean,
I knew this day was going to come. Realistically speaking, how do you feel around that man, right? You're breaking my heart. My daughter's only 9. But how do you feel around that man, right?
oh,
Do
let's
you
go.
feel safe, right? Do you feel secure? Do you actually feel like this man is willing to protect you with his life? Do you feel like this man is willing to teach you, right? To help you grow, like be around you while you're not going through your ups, right? While you're going through your downs and stuff like that. It'd be a lot. It would really be a long conversation, but that'd be a lot of debate of it for sure. For sure. Like how you really feel, like it'd be like an internal type of, dang, that's tough though. That's tough.
Yeah. And to be fair, because I know your daughter's young, but it doesn't it honestly doesn't have to be like romantic, relational dating that way. Just like
Mm.
maybe a teacher, right? Like how do you know that the teacher like respects your opinion? Like it's hard as a kid, right? Like any guy, honestly, like how can you, like for instance, if a teacher is saying like, if he's maybe talking about current events and bringing up some rhetoric that a famous podcaster used to go and speak to college campuses was talking about that rhetoric and saying like, well, women don't need to be leaders, women are too emotional to be president or something like that, right? How, okay, that's just my example. It doesn't have to be relational. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like how do you find those red flags? Because honestly, I'm thinking about like my friends, my guy friends. How do you know whenever they're not safe to be around? Because it's not always like, it's usually a wolves in sheep clothing. So what are the things
Yeah,
you look for?
I honestly feel like it's a and things like that, I feel like it's a teachable moment. Like I think when you grow up, because I feel like it's not something that I feel like you can tell like a young child. But I feel like once you get into the ages of like teenage, because I'm like for my girls, I mean I don't have children, but I'm like I've raised my god sisters.
Yeah.
Um and they're twins. But the thing is, it was like because their parents didn't talk to them about, the birds and the bees, they came to me. So I provide them information, just so they're aware. I think when you're at such a young age, you don't look at certain things like that. So I'm like, when you're in a position to where you start experiencing those relationships with the opposite sex, then it becomes a conversation. Then they start to have questions. So then I feel like at that point you start to feed them like how they're supposed to act. I'm like, if he doesn't, what realistically for me, even growing into my own, I felt like, well, how does he treat his mother?
Mm,
What's the relationship that they have together? Or how does he talk about women? You know what I mean? Like if it's
mhm,
in a negative light to where you feel uncomfortable about it, and
mhm,
it's not even about you, yeah, to me, I feel like that's a red flag. Take that to heed. But I
Mm.
feel like that comes with age. That's not something I feel like you can tell like a young child.
right.
But it's like, well, yeah, if you're not in a position to where they're not speaking in those loving words. You know what I mean? As you, as a parent, you want to teach your children those loving things. So if I'm teaching you this and it's not coming from him to where he's gentle, he's kind, he's patient, like all of those things that you mentioned love is,
Mm,
fall back, know your worth.
yeah.
I agree, Sassy. A lot of that has to do with teaching children the language of accountability
Mm,
and healthy relationships across the board. And that's something that I know we struggle with today.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, so respectfully, right? I tell my daughter now, like in the future, right? Whenever you talk to a guy, right? If he don't treat you as good as me, get rid of him.
Mm.
I should have let her know that, like right now.
And that's an also really good point by example. I think Blue said that earlier. You're gonna see how I love their mom. You're gonna see how I love the woman in my life and all of that. So I definitely think that's a large part of it too. Doing those things you don't always speak about and just that's how you are. I mean, kids learn that stuff. Anybody learns that stuff regularly. Those are your boundaries. I love that. Twin, you want to say anything on this on the what you would tell your daughters?
Um, so honestly, the hard part again, because I do have daughters, and they
Mhm.
are coming of that age to try to understand this process. And I think you spoke about this earlier. There's two parts. One part being harder than the other. It's understanding who is that wolf that is really out there, who's just
Mm,
showing up until he gets what he wants. Um, but the truth is, you can't fake consistency forever.
mm-hmm.
You can see the interactions with other people. When they listen to you, do they try to control the conversation? Do they assume dominance over you in a lot of different scenarios? And there's a big difference between dominance and presence.
Mm.
And for me, when I talk to my daughters, I'm very real with them. How do these friends make you feel? How do the people around you make you feel? Maybe a determining factor. You have to learn discernment, and that's a big part of what they all have to figure out on their own, what makes the most sense to them.
Mm-hmm.
And once they learn about the consistency, the discernment, and the understanding of people as they go along, they're going to make mistakes, but they will be able to see the truth of when a man truly likes them, whether it be friend, teacher, brother, whoever. By the way, not only do they treat them, but they consistently treat them,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because the ones who are faking it will falter.
Yes.
That is just the honest truth. They will slip up, they will mess up, and you will get to see who they really are. It takes one conversation for them to get angry. It takes one conversation for them to change their tone. It takes one conversation for them to show their attitude. And outside of that, it's just I love you to pieces, and the man that hurts you, I promise you. No, I'm just kidding. No, in all seriousness, there will never be a man that will ever hurt my daughter. And the moment that they do, it will be a different conversation.
For sure.
Period. I love it. You
So,
guys, go ahead. Go ahead, Bella.
no, I just want to say we do have to be very careful, not just with our daughters, our nieces, and all of that, also with our sons and
Yeah.
nephews, about the language. And Dangerous has been
Mm,
saying this in the comments. The patriarchy, the way that you, Professor, and Double, your behavior, what you show your children, that can be mimicked
Mm-hmm.
by very good actors. But we have to teach our children, we have to even teach our friends the language of healthy accountability in relationships with people. And that's in that discernment. And it may not happen in that first few conversations. It may not happen in the first 5 weeks of dating. They may be that good, but we have to teach them that language, what it looks like, what it sounds like, and how to recognize the red flag when it pops up, even when it's pink.
Hello, when it's not glowing red, we be like, well, period. Oh, the Boss Babe panel always comes through with that stuff. I love it. I love it. I'm going to let y'all do y'all outros. Thank you always, as always, for being here, bringing your insight. I really enjoyed this conversation. I feel like I got a lot of insight from the men and the women, to be honest with you. I appreciate y'all always. Go ahead, do your outros and box down.
Well, I'm Belladonna. You can catch me this Thursday. We have a special show this Thursday for Poly Talk. It is the Ladies Lounge. It is about polyamory community and the Black woman. That conversation will continue in Donna After Dark on Friday at 11 p.m. Holla at your girl.
I love it. Shout out to 11 too, y'all.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sassy.
Okay, well, this is your girl, Miss Sassy Ready Slow Cooler kind of stuff. Okay. You just catch me when you catch me. I always love being here. My apologies for being late. Hey, Blue. Bye, Devil.
Look, she being all cute. That's okay, girl. I got you. You just be cute. Smile and be cute. I got you. There you go. Hello?
Big double, not the little one. A whole bunch of shows, you know what I mean? I'll be back soon. Fave party again next Monday. We pushing forward and all that too. Make sure y'all make better decisions too. Make sure y'all love yourselves first too. And yeah, if you're a lady and you are a wolf or a sheep, call me.
Good old Devil. He got serious for a minute though. I appreciate you, Devil. All right. So let's get into Elle Said It, you guys. So this is the part of the show where I break down my final thoughts and key takeaways from tonight's conversation. So when it comes to men and how they value women, my thoughts are, okay, so I think along the way, the relationship between men and women got very cloudy. We started confusing access with appreciation, attention with affection, and convenience with care, right? I want to say this with understanding. I get it, right? Society hasn't always given men the tools to emotionally connect or to see women as full human beings with depth, complexity, and needs beyond the surface. A lot of brothers were taught to provide for women, but not necessarily how to value them. To want us, but not to necessarily to know us. So I believe that is where the accountability comes in, right? It's time to unlearn that, because valuing women isn't about pedestalizing us or fearing our strength. It's about respecting our humanity, our voices, our boundaries, and our brilliance. It's about seeing the divine in our softness and not trying to control it. Be that as it may, to my girls listening, we have to be in a space where we don't allow people to dim our light, right? We have to be in a space where we fully invest in what we desire and do not invest in what does not serve that, right? You are not too much. You are not too loud. You're not too emotional. You are worthy of being valued, but you have to stand on that value as well. If you want somebody else to see that value, you have to stand in it as well, most emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, by someone who sees your fullness and still chooses to meet you with respect, right? I think I missed a line in that. You are worthy of being valued by someone who sees your fullness and still chooses to meet you with respect, right? So whenever you are your full self and people still show up and they still want to be around you, not just men. Think about this with your friends too. When you are your full self and you stick to your boundaries and the people are in line to respect them and they want to hold them and they want to make sure that they're not violated, right? And they check in and they communicate. Those are the people that value you. Those are the people that value you. So I say invest with time, energy, reassurance, relational care, whatever, in those people, you know, because those are the ones that are really about you. Those are the ones that actually like you. Okay. All right. So this week's affirmation is I am deeply valued for who I am, not just what I give. And I am unlearning what does not attract relationships that honor everyone involved with truth and love. Yes, sir. All right. I am going to give the floor to my co-host, Dr. Twin, the Blue Professor. You got any last words or anything else that you would like to say before you let the people know who you are and box down?
I think my true final thoughts on this, because we talked about this many times.
Yeah.
The starting place starts with us learning to hold, and when I say us, I mean men, holding each other accountable. I think the other starting place is for us to start to listen.
Alexa, turn on ring light.
To understand, not listen just to respond. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. You do not have to have dominance over women. Your presence can be enough. And stop allowing for yourself to have to feel that you are bigger than the person that you're standing next to. And I will say, I love my twin. I appreciate my twin. I give my twin all the flowers. May your light always shine bright because you are that star.
Thanks, twin. You're the best. Shout out to the best day ever. You want to do one? Oh, he didn't. Y'all make sure y'all favor my twin, the Blue Professor. Okay? Big September 20th. Big Virgo vibes. Y'all know what's going on. All right? He ain't do that, but y'all make sure y'all favor my PB streaming here and there. Miranda, let's not get carried away. Okay? Let's just find it's a hashtag. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and bring DJ Rich Beats up and close this thing out. This was an amazing show. I loved it. That is a wrap. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight for Modern Day Bay. I want to also give a special shout out to tonight's featured co-host, the Blue Professor, and Steve in the building. I see you, Steve. Thank you. All right. Thank you to this week's Boss Bay panelists, Belladonna, Big Double, and Miss Sassy Red. And thank you to the Modern Day Bay production team, Casper, Barry, King Lido, my DJ Rich Beats, and our media sponsor, Tawag CEO. I will meet y'all back right here next week when the Modern Day Bay stage will be black. And you know what they say about the blacker the berry. But I guess we gonna have to get in here next week for that. I don't know what's going on. I just tell y'all I don't know who next. Okay, period. Until then, my name is ELLE The Druggg, and remember, luxury lives in you. Period. Good night.
Modern Day, yeah.
Boss Bay, pound away, yeah. Your boy needs some advice with a little bit of rap. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be like no cap.
Every Tuesday.
I be waiting on that.
Hey.
Bright purple ribbon cooking in it, they be preaching. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be like no cap. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be like no
Pastor,
cap.
please.
ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it
I
don't
like
be
my
like
new
no cap.
tagline.
ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be like no cap. Every Tuesday, I be waiting on that feature. Bright purple ribbon cooking in it, they be preaching. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be like no cap. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be like no cap. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be like no cap. ELLE The Druggg, speak the truth, it don't be like no cap. No cap.
What's up? It's your girl, ELLE The Druggg. When I'm not busy being a modern day bae, I am locked in with my favorite DJ.
Yeah.
This old broke ass nigga, where your cheese at? Where the bad bitches coming, girl? I need
After party will be on tag. Thank you for tapping in, y'all. On YouTube, on Twitch. Appreciate y'all. The after party is going on tag if y'all want to tap in.